Hey guys, Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm here on the sports channel talking wrestling. Um, I don't really talk WWE or AEW on the channel. I don't really talk professional wrestling on the channel in general, but I just kind of want to give my thoughts about what happened, really yesterday in the press conference in Las Vegas in regards to WWE, and it seemingly enough the direction now, it looks like we're officially going, which thank God it's happening. Now, obviously, the press conference for WrestleMania was just a way to tease things for WrestleMania, and obviously, so far, basically answer the questions on what main event match we are getting at this year's WrestleMania. Now, obviously, weeks and weeks ago at the Royal Rumble, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble, and it was looking like he was going to end up challenging Roman Reigns again for the second straight year for the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. You have it on Monday where it looks like he's going to make that announcement. He's going to challenge Roman Reigns, but Seth Rollins comes out. He basically was begging Cody, challenge me, challenge me. Then you get to Friday. You have it to where Roman Reigns basically shit talks on Seth Rollins and freaking the World Heavyweight Championship, essentially kind of burying the title, making it sound and come across as if it's nothing. Um, and then you have it to where Cody Rhodes comes out. He looks like he's going to challenge Roman Reigns and say he's going to challenge Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. But then he's like, well, I had some talking and some special counsel with people, and I want to challenge you for this title, but I'm not going to. This man is. And out comes The Rock. And basically, throughout this entire week, the weekend and this entire week up until today, which is Friday, um, what is it? It a lot of fans in the internet wrestling community were upset about the fact that it looks like Cody Rhodes is going to give up his opportunity to face Roman Reigns so then The Rock can face him. And obviously, and then reports came out like, oh, The Rock was pushing for this and things like that. And, some people were just, you had a side where some people were fine with what we were getting because they want to see Rock versus Roman. But there was obviously a pretty big crowd of people that was like, no, F this makes no sense, and the Rock is being selfish and everything. He's not looking at the story being created here, you know, and you're just gonna forego the story. And people were just speculating, like, well, then if they're going Rock versus Roman, what the hell are they going to do now with Cody? Is Cody just gonna take on Seth Rollins? Which, mind you, I would have not been interested in that match 100% at all. Like, I wouldn't even care at that point. Like, shit, I was legitimately talking to with other people, and I was just like, honestly, I'd rather just have Cody Rhodes just lose that match and not even and have Seth Rollins get his win back, or I guess Damian Priest can come in and cash in or something. I don't know. And then people were predicting like, oh, he could potentially win it maybe at Madison Square Garden, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but regardless, like this story should end. Him finishing his story should end at WrestleMania. I don't want it to freaking be delayed a few more months because we need Roman to beat freaking Hulk Hogan's championship record or something for how long he's held the thing, or just so we can get a Rock versus Roman match that can't wait till next year's WrestleMania, which is absolutely stupid because if we're talking about Rock versus Roman, that match should have happened last year in Los Angeles at WrestleMania 39. I attended that WrestleMania. That WrestleMania made the most sense for The Rock to come back and challenge Roman Reigns. And then you would have had it to where Roman Reigns beats him, and then Roman Reigns is basically, because he quote unquote would always say he's on God mode, essentially. He would literally be basically the biggest championship like caliber final boss level threat. He literally would be basically quote unquote a god because nobody would be able to touch him. He would have beaten everybody in WWE, but the one person he didn't beat would have been Cody Rhodes, right? So I don't understand why Rock didn't come back for last year's WrestleMania So whatever, but this year he's ready to do this year. Maybe it's because it's 40 years of WrestleMania. I don't know, but whatever. And then obviously more reports came out. Oh, the reason why they're doing this because Punk got hurt. The Vince McMahon stuff that is just absolutely disgusting. They wanted to do things that have so far take this thing out of the equation. And in a way, Rock comes in and basically, quote unquote, in his eyes, save WrestleMania. Now, personally, my whole stance on the situation is, I think I mentioned it earlier. I didn't like this. I didn't like the fact that they made Cody Rhodes just move aside to let The Rock challenge Roman Reigns because it made Cody Rhodes come across like a freaking scaredy cat, a essentially a bitch, essentially, really. The fact that it made him come across as if he's afraid to challenge Roman because he might lose back-to-back years again. Like, it's stupid. And even though they seemingly enough from this press conference corrected that decision, the step to get there was just pretty bad because it's just like, well, at the end of the day, you still make Cody Rhodes come across like a damn coward because he looked like, okay, I'm just gonna let this dude have it. And then now you're like, actually, after thinking for over maybe a few days, after a week essentially, um, I want you now. And it's like, you could have just said that on Friday and just said, "Hey, Rock, move aside. Sorry, dude. I won the right to challenge your cousin. I'm gonna face him, whether you like it or not." So, regardless, we ended up getting to the end game, which is Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. So far, that's looked like that's what it's on the table for now, unless WWE somehow stupidly changes the match, which they shouldn't. Leave it as is, and that's fine. But the process on getting to this point was absolutely stupid and an absolute fumble by WWE. You made Cody Rhodes come across like a goddamn coward, and then now he comes out yesterday basically saying, "No, I want you now." And that's basically it. So, anyways, yesterday, WWE held this press conference in a way that like is like I guess setting up some or teasing some potential matches at WrestleMania. They had Bianca Belair come out, they had Rhea Ripley come out, and then Becky Lynch came out and they kind of like did a face-to-face thing. So clearly that kind of gives away who's gonna be winning the women's elimination chamber unless they pull a swerve out from under us because Bayley's gonna be challenging Io Sky for SmackDown's women's champion, essentially. Um, so whatever. But anyways, to be honest, the Bianca Belair and the Rhea Ripley and the Becky Lynch stuff, it didn't really matter because everybody was only looking forward to the Rock Roman Reigns stuff. They were going to confirm, okay, we're getting Rock versus Roman Reigns announced for WrestleMania this year. So what happens is this part of the press conference starts up. And actually funny thing, like in the pre-show, I didn't watch the pre-show before the entire press conference started, but CM Punk was on the panel. And basically I just saw a quote on Twitter essentially saying where CM Punk essentially said, Cody, you need to step up to the damn Rock. Um, and you just can't have another man take your spot. Like he took my spot from the main event of WrestleMania. You need to stand up for yourself, and you need to freaking tell this dude, I earned the right to get this. So anyways, Seth Rollins comes out. He basically is like, all right, time to make a big decision and everything. Cody Rhodes, come on out. So then you have it to where actually it's not Cody Rhodes that comes out, it's Roman Reigns that comes out, actually. So then Roman Reigns does his whole acknowledge me spiel to the Las Vegas crowd. He basically also kind of even like kind of continues to disrespect Seth Rollins by saying, like, Ninja, get the hell out of here. You're not on my level, blah, 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 blah. And I'll say this: the press conference kind of did Seth Rollins no favor because he was kind of just standing there when you had The Rock show up and then Cody Rhodes show up, and then really Rock or Rollins didn't really do much of anything after Cody Rhodes got slapped. But other than that, Seth Rollins just looked like just the guy that's just standing there, and he's just like, "Well, I got this championship belt on my shoulder." And that's basically it. You could have literally legitimately just told Rollins, go back to the freaking back. And you're not missing one damn thing outside of Rollins talking shit at the end to The Rock and Roman and everything. But this press conference did Seth Rollins no favors at all. Like he was literally just standing there as all this thing is just happening, and he's just watching this happen. And I'm just like, so is Seth Rollins gonna say anything? I guess not, huh? All right, whatever. But basically, Roman Reigns comes out. He's like, well, since Cody Rhodes is taking too dang long, he's missed his opportunity to make his decision. And which is like, it's stupid because it's like, no, he didn't. I'm like, he can make his decision at whatever point in time he wants to make because he won the Royal Rumble. Unless obviously per storylines and stuff like that, there's a cutoff time when he needs to hurry up and make his dang decision, according to probably general managers. Um, that's kind of the thing right then and there. But it's like, why the hell does this guy be able to choose who he wants to fight? And then he always says, I want to challenge The Rock. Now, personally, it's just like, well, why would you want to challenge them? Like, dude, first things first, why would you want to challenge The Rock to begin with for the WWE Championship? Like, if we're being real, like, I understand he's your cousin and everything, but like, my God, like, if I'm looking in this shoes, I'm like, I'm not going to challenge probably one of the biggest superstars, aka Hall of Famers, in the WWE for the championship because I want to have no chance at winning. I'd rather face Cody Rhodes because I already beat the guy before. But whatever. Rock comes out. It was kind of a mixed crowd at first when he came out, but then when he started speaking, that's when you started to actually. Now, there was still some mixedness in the crowd, but you mostly heard the "We want Cody's Rocky sucks" chants coming out, which this is what I was advocating that the fans do. If you really don't want to see this match and you are all upset over the internet, will attend these events and actually speak your minds and actually say, "Nuh-uh, we want Cody," and then just keeps chanting something that, well, Rocky sucks chants, which they did on Monday Night Raw too, when Seth Rollins came out and everything. Um, but essentially, they were chanting that, and in a way, they kind of have it to where The Rock kind of ends up becoming a heel or a bad guy character, and basically, he's talking about how the him versus Roman can be the biggest match in WrestleMania history. It can make basically the most money and everything. So it seems like WWE is now gonna go with the storyline how The Rock what it seems like it's going to feel like when we have Cody versus Roman, Ross going to get all upset at Cody Rhodes because, okay, you stole this glory moment from me. This is supposed to be a match between me and my family. We were supposed to have the biggest WrestleMania match of all time, and you stole that from me and everything, even though technically Cody Rhodes has every right to challenge Roman Reigns for the championship because he won the Royal Rumble. But obviously, you're going to have it because The Rock's an egotistical dude. You're going to have it where he's going to blame Cody Rhodes for that. So you have it in the press conference where they show like a legitimately an entire like family lineage tree of the Rock and Roman's families and talk about how and Rock's talking about how like they're basically bound by blood, blah 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 blah, because they're great grandfathers and things like that. And Rock also uses this as a reason, like, see, this is why we need to have Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. Then you have it where Cody Rhodes comes out, basically. No music comes out. He just comes out. He's like, no, no, sorry, this is bullshit, essentially. He basically says, what the hell are you people talking about? Um, he goes on to essentially say, listen, you can't just come up in here just making matches. I won the right to decide who I want to decide. And this is when Cody Rhodes makes his decision. He announces that he's going to challenge Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania in the main event because he has your right to do that. This freaking gets Roman Reigns all pissed off and everything, and he looks like flabbergasted too. Roman Reigns says something backhanded, or Roman Reigns talks about like, what, you really want to do this again? You already lost to me before. And he brings up the whole thing about Dusty Rhodes and everything. And then Cody Rhodes actually freaking comes out. One, I think it was before that Cody Rhodes makes a mention like, "Oh, please." Like he goes and say, "Look, Rock, I got to do this but everything." But he also makes a mention like, "Listen, y'all two haven't been cooking like for a period of time now. You are basically saying you guys haven't done shit. You guys just been going away and then coming back whenever you freely feel like it. Do what you need to do, and then guess what? You're gone again, basically." That's what Cody Rhodes was saying by the when he said, "You two haven't been cooking up anything for no damn reason." Um, and basically, Cody Rhodes says, "Listen, looking at that family tree, he basically goes on to talk about their families and he specifically points out Roman Reigns. He's like, listen, I'm just gonna let you know, Your grandfather would be very disappointed in you. Then that's when The Rock comes in. He goes on his spiel saying, like, you see, when you insult my family, or when you insult his family, you insult my family. When you insult his grandfather, you insult my grandfather. When you insult his blood, you insult my blood. Basically saying, like, listen, if you talk shit about my family, whatever family it is in the family tree, it's my blood. You disrespect my blood, guess what? Eyes for an eye and everything. And it's so far. So actually, I'll get into it. Basically, the press conference ends by Rock basically looking eye to eye with Cody Rhodes. He slaps Cody Rhodes, and this almost starts a damn near brawl. Seth Rollins starts freaking getting involved in this. He's like, "You can't do that. You can't do that. I don't care if you're a board member. You can't do that." You hear a lot of profanity, swears. If you're watching the Peacock broadcast, clearly, they had to bleep out the words for whatever reason. I don't care at this point. Make freaking WWE TV 14 for Christ's love. Like, geez, Louise, who the hell cares? Like, damn, like honestly, profanities like the F bomb and the freaking B word, they're basically kind of somewhat used in today's society, essentially, when it comes to sporting, when it comes to sports events and everything. I'm not saying use all these profanic words and everything that can be very offensive, but you get what I mean. But you have, and I've seen a lot of people say they don't like the fact, the one thing they didn't, they like the press conference. The one thing they didn't like is the fact that Cody Rhodes, he didn't really do much of anything after The Rock slapped him, which I guess I can also agree. Like, and it's funny because after they panned away from that, you go back to the little table with Michael Cole, CM Punk, Big E, and then Pat McAfee. You had CM Punk saying, "Listen, I'm fine. I'm happy that Cody got what he wanted, but the one thing that I don't like one thing that I wish Cody had did is he should have hit back. She should have hit The Rock back." Basically saying, like, you can't have somebody just freaking slap you across the face, disrespect your ass like that, and you ain't doing nothing, which I can agree. Like, sorry, if another grown man is gonna slap me on my face, I'm gonna at least gonna either want to get a slap back or gonna get a punch in. Because my God, you can't have another man. Basically, that is just disrespect. So I don't know if that means Cody Rhodes at some point in time later down the road, he's gonna get his lick back against The Rock, and he's gonna get The Rock back for what The Rock did to him at this press conference, which is funny because as CM Punk was talking about it, he's like, we need to fight, which I think in a weird way he was kind of at what he did in AEW, in terms of behind the scenes stuff with Brawl Out, as people like to call it, which was absolutely funny. So, I was cacking my ass. I'm like, oh, yeah, I definitely understand what Punk means by that. But anyways, all in all, then they cut over to Triple H looking like he's giving some sort of like promo right here, and then this reporter, one of the sideline reporters for WWE, is like, can you explain anything what happened?" And then as Triple H is trying to explain what happened, and he's like, "Well, yeah." Rock walking alongside Roman is like, "Hey, you need to fix this shit right now." And he's basically telling Triple H, "Fix this right now, or I guess I will," or something like that, since he's a quote unquote board member. And it's funny because even the panel made the mention of, like, okay, Rock is a board member. But CM Punk, like, in his team, he's like, well, who the fuck cares if he's a board member? Still punch him in the goddamn mouth. Uh, so that's the thing. So it's seemingly, and that's kind of where we're left off there with this cliffhanger going to SmackDown. So I don't know. I don't know if Roman Reigns is going to be on SmackDown. I don't know. I think SmackDown's in Las Vegas today. I don't know. I'll be watching it to see if Rock and Roman Reigns are going to be at SmackDown, and it's like some sort of fallout from this press conference that happened yesterday. Yeah, it happened yesterday. Now, I don't know where they're going, but so far it seems like we're getting this. Cody versus Rock. I mean, Cody versus Roman. That's what I wanted. That's what a majority of people wanted. Good. Have Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns, finish the story. There, done. No more. We can finally do this. I hope they just leave this as is. They don't add anything else. They don't do anything. I don't care. We don't need no Rock versus Roman match this year at WrestleMania, and especially for the damn championship. Because I know people are talking about, maybe we could do Rock versus Roman night 1 and then Cody versus Roman night 2. No, 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 no. I don't want to see a Rock versus Roman match at this year's WrestleMania. That shit can wait till next year's WrestleMania. Sorry. I'm not doing this just to appease some fans or appease The Rock. You have this storyline right here. And this is what I think is going to happen. This is just my opinion. Now, like I said, I found it very interesting that one, in a weird way, throughout this press conference, you didn't have it to where The Rock was shit talking Roman Reigns, talking about, oh, you keep calling yourself the tribal chief. You keep saying this, this, this. You disowned our family. Like I thought originally with the way they were going, Rock's gonna come back, talk shit on Roman Reigns for basically disowning the family, putting the family's name in bad faith, and he has to be the guy to come back because his family called him to say, listen, I need to stop doing these movies and things like that. I need to come back to put you into check, to make sure your ego don't get too big because you have broken apart our family, and our family does not appreciate what you're doing, treating Jimmy, Jay, and Uso wrong, and you're treating Solo like he's some sort of lackey to you. You know, I thought and that would have been a fine story. You have Rock come back, try to check Roman Reigns and everything. But if you're going to do that last year's WrestleMania, the only person that could check Roman Reigns would have probably been Cody Rhodes, if he didn't fight him at WrestleMania last year. But I thought that's what they were going to go, right? Because that's what I thought. I thought if Rock and Roman have a match last year at WrestleMania 39, you have it to where Roman beats The Rock. He basically is on the throne of their family, knowing that nobody can stop him. It doesn't matter who comes back from their family. The family would have to acknowledge him being the tribal chief, even if it's against their own will, right? And guess what? He's going to be looked as this deity in the WWE that nobody can beat and everything. And the next thing you know, you have Cody Rhodes come in and beat him for the championship, which would then humble him, right? So anyways, I found it very interesting how you had it this entire press conference, and even at the end, Rock and Roman were like damn near walking together side by side. And I'm just like, huh, really? And you also had it where when Cody Rhodes disrespected, quote unquote, disrespected their family, which I I'll just say this. Like, listen, Roman Reigns took the shot first. So if anything, an eye for an eye. Cody Rhodes has every right to go back there and say, well, your family will be disappointed in you, what you've become yourself. So I don't know why Rock would get all butthurt about that shit when it's like, well, first things, I wish Cody had said, well, guess what, Rocky? He insulted my family first. So, guess what? I have every right to do it back. And if you have a problem with that, well, then that's too goddamn bad. So, which again, that makes no sense because I'm like, why The Rock saying all this about you insult my family, you insult me, blah 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 blah. And which was like, but he insulted Dusty Rhodes first. So I don't. Cody Rhodes has every right to be like, well, then shit, your grandfathers would be disappointed in you with what you've become right now, huh? So, anyways, like I said, they look side by side. They're side by side, and it was kind of like, and the way they played it off, it's kind of like, oh, okay, how about we do this like in some sort of weird thing, and maybe they're gonna tie this to the fact that that now The Rock's the board member of a board member of WWE now or TKO, and maybe they're gonna play like, oh, in a way, it was kind of a collaboration between him and Roman so they can get this match on and everything, which, hey. That would be an interesting way to twist the storyline, and it would make it feel like, okay, Rock is really being an egotistical maniac right now, right? But like I said, I was looking very attentively to where I think what is for the best interest, they don't do Rock versus Roman Reigns at this year's WrestleMania. Don't have the match. Even though Rock said fix it, right? So what you're gonna have is this. What you're gonna have is this. I think since Rock and Roman were together side by side, you're going to have it to where now you're really going to go bad guy Rock again here. He's not gonna be a good guy. He's gonna be a bad guy. You have Rock join the bloodline just because Cody Rhodes insulted their family line, right? So you still have the match. So you have the match, right? Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the WWE Universal Championship. Next, first pay-per-view or live event after WrestleMania, because at the end of this press conference, they tease a potential tag match. Here's the thing: since Rock has officially joined the Bloodline, you have Rock and Roman versus Cody Rhodes, and if Seth Rollins is healthy, you have Seth Rollins' team with Cody Rhodes to face off against Roman Reigns and The Rock. If not that, you have it to where my best guess is this. You have Randy Orton come in and help Cody Rhodes. And then after that match is over, you'll have them beat Roman Reigns and Rock. The only thing is in that match, you'll have Roman get pinned again by Cody Rhodes. And then that's when you can go into, and then after that match, you can have to where Randy Orton turns on Cody Rhodes. That sets up the match that could be held at potentially SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Universal Championship. Because people have been speculating you can have a Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton feud. You can do that now. And honestly, I think that would be a great idea. Whether or not, if it's Seth Rollins, personally, honestly, I would like that decision more because Randy Orton can come back and be like, well, guess what? I was in a tag team with this guy a few years ago named Legacy, and I'm going to help my buddy out. And then guess what? You're going to turn on him because Randy Orton wants that WWE championship and everything, right? So in terms of the Bloodline storyline, so that's where that can lead off of Cody and he can stop doing this. Now, obviously, it seemingly enough, they also tease like a Rock versus Cody Rhodes match. I don't know if they're going to do that because if they do that for the championship, Cody Rhodes is going to have to beat The Rock. Plain and simple. So what if they do it now? They could do that match at Elimination Chamber in Australia. They could do that match in Elimination Chamber, and maybe in a way, that's when I don't know why you would do that. Well, I don't know. Maybe Rock is like, if you're so gun ho and you're so trustworthy that you can beat Roman Reigns, will challenge me and put your spot on the line. See, and in that case, you have to have Cody Rhodes beat The Rock. Okay, fine. If you do that, Cody Rhodes needs to beat The Rock. I don't give a shit if that's Cody Rhodes, and it would be unbelievable if The Rock would lose to Cody Rhodes. I don't give a shit. No, 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 no. You need to beat. You need to have Cody Rhodes find a way to get back on the level to where, okay, he's up there with Roman Reigns. Have him beat The Rock. I don't give a shit. At this point, I don't give a shit. If you're going to do a Rock match at Australia and you want to find a way for Cody to get his lick back against The Rock, have Cody Rhodes versus The Rock at Elimination Chamber, maybe for the chance the chance to challenge. And in this way, Rock goats Cody Rhodes into challenging him for a match. And it's going to make it where, like, oh, Cody Rhodes, people are not going to believe in Cody Rhodes. People are going to be like, why would Cody Rhodes do this shit like this and everything? But then you're going to have Cody Rhodes overcome the odds and beat The Rock to then get to WrestleMania. Okay? So you do that. Anyways, back to the Bloodline storyline. Since Rock has officially joined the Bloodline, after Roman has lost to Cody Rhodes, and they will have lost to Cody Rhodes as a tag team, and Reigns will have gotten pinned by Cody Rhodes 2 times already. Rock will start to not respect Roman Reigns. He will start to wonder, actually, it's funny how you keep calling yourself the tribal chief, but actually you lost to somebody who came from another company. Somebody who's, guess what, whose family lineage is just a guy who, well, guess what? He had the championship, but got stripped away. Oh, and then his brother is in another company. And also, too, he was just gold dust. And you can have it to where Rock doesn't respect Roman Reigns for that. And he starts to treat, and you see The Rock, he starts to treat Roman Reigns a little bit disrespectfully. And he starts to not value Roman Reigns. And then that's when you have it. Maybe at SummerSlam, after maybe a Roman match, you have it to where, I don't know. You have it to where after a Roman match or whatever, you have it to where Rock and the bloodline, which would probably be Jimmy Uso and then Solo Sikoa probably still there. Um, you know, maybe they have it to where that's when they turn on Roman Reigns. You have it to where they turn on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns gets beat up. That includes Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, he goes to side with The Rock and says, "Sorry, Roman, but this is The Rock. And sorry, but my tribal chief doesn't lose to nobodies, right?" Now, obviously, if you do have a Rock versus Cody Rhodes match, the only thing you can hold up against Rock is saying, well, he lost to Cody Rhodes too, so whatever. But then again, Rock can twist it around and say, well, I didn't lose the championship. I didn't lose in a championship match twice to Cody Rhodes. I just lost to Cody Rhodes one time just to have the opportunity to challenge you the fair and square way, right? But anyways, you can have it to where Rock turns on Roman Reigns, turns the entire bloodline on Roman Reigns because they've been teasing. They've been teasing for like years now that Roman Reigns will be left with nothing else. And this could be the way you leave him with nothing else. Absolutely nothing. His entire family turns on him, essentially, like he was doing to Jey Uso, Jimmy, and Jimmy Uso, when he was quote unquote rising to power as the tribal chief. And then you have Rock supplant Roman Reigns, and since he's the board of the directors, he's this Hollywood star, and obviously he's just a WWE great, Hall of Famer, blah 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 blah. He's gonna view himself. He's like, you ain't the tribal chief no more. I'm the tribal chief, and I always have been the tribal chief. I've been the one putting the money on the table. You say you've been putting the money on the table. I've been putting the money on the table. I've been doing this before you were even born. Essentially saying that, right? He can say that because he's been in all these movies and things like that. Now, and he can even say, like, listen, I'm putting the money on the table because I'm a board member. So that should equally make me the tribal chief. So what the hell are you saying, you the tribal chief? All you are is just a guy that comes in, does your job, and leaves and go home. That can have Rock be the new tribal chief bloodline, the new tribal chief, right? You have Roman Reigns go away as an injury angle, essentially. And then that's how you turn Roman Reigns back into being a good guy. Honestly, I would have it like this. You have Roman Reigns miss out the entire remaining part of this year from SummerSlam on. He doesn't return. And Rock can make his frequent appearance, well, his limited appearances as he can see fit, right? And then you have it at Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns comes back. Now, whatever opening theme you have him come back, oh shit, I don't know if people would appreciate if he comes back to the Shield theme or whatever, but it wouldn't make no sense for him to come back to his glove his tribal chief theme. It would make more sense for him to come back to his Shield theme if you're going to turn him back to a good guy, right? You have Roman Reigns come back at Royal Rumble, probably at the end of Royal Rumble, and then you have it to where he comes for Rock, and then that sets up your WrestleMania match for next year at WrestleMania 41. And you can play it in a way where Roman Reigns, he comes back, he finally reconnects with Jey Uso. He basically apologizes for everything he did, and he realizes what he did for the past 3-4 years was wrong, and that he treated him wrong, and he regrets doing everything, and that he was just so blinded by just being so big, so on top, that he forgot what matters most, and that was family. Um, and then you just have it to where you have that match, Rock versus Roman, set up for WrestleMania 41. It don't need to be for no championship, and that will conclude the Bloodline storyline, where Roman Reigns will then get revenge on The Rock. He'll beat The Rock at WrestleMania 41, and then will be the penultimate end of the Bloodline. Shit, you can even have it where they get the entire family, the Rock and Roman Reigns family there. And that completely ends the Bloodline storyline. And then they're just all a family yet again, happy as can be. That's it. And this can end the Bloodline storyline. Roman Reigns understands what he did this entire time was wrong. The Rock can understand what he did was wrong. And I guess maybe you could spin it away where Rock was just trying to show Roman, listen, we're all family at the end of the day. You don't need to treat us like this. Nobody's a tribal chief up in here. Nobody is the head of the table. We're all family here. And I think that would be a beautiful way to conclude this bloodline storyline that's been going on for goddamn years now. And you're gonna and that way you can have Roman Reigns probably, as you could say, be a good guy, as he's gonna probably seemingly enough start to finish up his WWE career. Because we're already in this part of his career where he's literally like a part-time dude now, legitimately. So, um, that's kind of the thing there. Now, if they go with that direction, that's the direction I would go with. That's the direction I would go with. That's what I would go with. That would be a nice long storytelling way, and then you can conclude it at next year's WrestleMania, potentially get the entire family lineage of Rock and Roman together, and finally conclude this bloodline storyline once and for all. Basically it. There you go. But so far, it seems like enough that Rock versus Roman match is gonna be. I mean, not Rock versus Roman. Cody versus Roman match is going to be happening in WrestleMania. Thank God. I hope they don't do anything else. I hope what I just said. I hope that is the plan going forward, because that's long-term storytelling right then and there. And then two, you can have it because they made it to where Rock was played into this his bad guy character. Again, like I said, have it where Rock joins the bloodline, but over the time, after Roman loses to Cody Rhodes, Rock doesn't start to value Roman Reigns, and then he ends up becoming the tribal chief. And then that's how you get Roman Reigns to becoming a baby face again, and then him becoming a good guy. That's what I would do personally. It might not be the best way, the best story. Some people here may disagree with my outcome in terms of what they do, but honestly, I feel like this could be a setup to WrestleMania 41, wherever they hold it next year. That's what I would do, and that's where you would end the Bloodline storyline. No more. That's it. No more tribal chiefs. No more nothing. Anyways, that's basically what I wanted to say, and things like that. I'm happy that Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns is happening. I was upset when it looked like it wasn't happening, but now that it's on paper, the promotional stuff is out there. Good. Now let's have Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns, and we can move on with what's going on. I didn't like the way we got here, but at the end of the day, we got here. So, anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Catch you guys next video. Peace.